Right now, watch as the VFW dedicates a new tribute wall to honor local veterans, including 2 who gave their lives during World War II. Also, how a local nonprofit is helping fix a pilot shortage across the aviation industry. The details behind the program offering free flights to underrepresented youth. And we're following how authorities found a body in Lake Winona Friday night, what we know so far. That's all coming up on News 3 Now at 10. Good evening and thank you for joining us during your Memorial Day weekend. I'm Jalen Banks. Right now, there's a tribute dedicated to fallen soldiers, one from World War I. VFW Post 7591 is honoring 3 Wisconsin natives ahead of Memorial Day. Our Tanisha Shaw talked to the Day family that's honoring their family's legacy.
This is the Day family. Generations are coming together to honor Memorial Day. The family commemorates the holiday every year, but this year, the holiday feels different.
It really does bring a little bit more emphasis and exclamation to the meaning and the understanding of what the holiday really is about.
Both Jerry Henderson and Robin Austin were just 2 of the many people at VFW Post 7591 Saturday. Their granddad, Galen Day Sr., served in the military during World War I. His sons, Galen Day Jr. and Donald Day, both died during World War II. Day Jr. remains missing in action.
Very giving in their life. They've had to give up many, many years of their family members in the military.
Day Sr. chartered VFW Post 7591 in 1963. More than 60 years later, Day Sr. and his 2 sons are being honored with the tribute wall.
It made me very proud to see what they've done.
It all started when Henderson, Day's grandson, pursued what he called a winter project.
We have a chest that we've had in the family for quite a while, and I moved away for a while. I was active duty and traveled throughout the world, and the chest was being held by one of my sisters. When I moved back to Wisconsin, she said, "Hey, this is yours."
Recognitions like this are very important because if they aren't preserved correctly, important history and legacies could be forgotten about.
Both my grandfather and for his son Junior, they were lost in a large fire. And so the government doesn't have official documents of that. So the only records you have of those are records you might have on hand.
Now, the Day family is continuing their family tradition by commemorating Memorial Day with not only their family, but the entire city of Madison.
Honored, and again, I am very happy that it's come to this, and I think it's a beautiful tribute wall.
Reporting in Madison, Tanisha Shaw, News 3 Now.
To the Day family, thank you, and thank you, Tanisha, for that report. Now let's get a look at your first one forecast with meteorologist Buddy Reeves, who's live on Madison's west side. Buddy, I see you got the jacket on. How's it feeling out there?
This might be a little bit of overkill with this jacket, but it is cooled off compared to where we were this time this afternoon, where we were in the 60s. But take a look at the temperatures. It explains itself. 65 here in Madison, 60s across most of the board, except for Wisconsin Dells. They actually got to 72 degrees, but you might need the jacket. I wanted to show the satellite picture because earlier, if you were out and about, maybe at Broadfest or something, you did see a lot of cloud cover, especially as the afternoon went on, and it actually looked like it was going to rain for a period of time. But it did not rain like I had promised at 6 o'clock, so that is just good news. And those temperatures right now are in the middle 50s, 54 degrees here in Madison, a little bit cooler as we head towards the west, and then closer towards Dane County itself, we are seeing either middle 50s or upper 50s, depending on if you're the east or west side. And those temperatures are going to continue to fall as we head on into the overnight hours, getting down to about 49 degrees, a little bit cooler than that around 6 a.m. at around 45 degrees. We are going to get back up to 69 degrees tomorrow with a mixture of sun and clouds. Then after that, we are going to be tracking some precipitation on your Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll track that out in the full forecast.
All right, sounds good, buddy. We'll see you in just a bit.
Sounds good.
And you can track the forecast for yourself on the First Warn Weather app. It is hourly planners, road conditions, and even radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather. The Dane County Sheriff's Office confirmed a body was recovered from Lake Winona Friday night. The Sheriff's Office did not confirm whether the body recovered was the missing boater who was last seen on May 16th. Dane County Sheriff's Office said detectives will continue their investigation And the medical examiner's office will be responsible for additional testing to confirm the identity of the deceased male. A Madison man is declared AWOL from the Dane County Jail Diversion Program as of Saturday afternoon. Casey J. Schultz, a 45-year-old Madison man, was last seen in the area of Laurel Crest Avenue in Madison. The sheriff's office reported Schultz is serving a sentence for contempt of court and was due to be released in just 6 days. Anyone with any information regarding his whereabouts is asked to call the Dane County Communications Center at 608-255-2345 or the Madison Area Crime Stoppers at 608-266-6014. Well, it wouldn't be Memorial Day weekend without Bratfest. The second day of Bratfest kicked off this morning with people from across the Midwest getting to taste the best brats in the land. We had the chance to catch up with some of the Bratfest goers on what their favorite brats were and how they would rate them.
The brat was 13 out of 100. 10. 13 out of 10.
Absolutely fantastic. I am always a fan of the jalapeno and cheddar ones.
Can't beat the Johnsonville brats. They got the, not too big, but just the perfect size, easily consumable, very nice.
As you can see, lots of enthusiasm there. News 3 is a proud sponsor of Bratfest, and it continues through Sunday, wrapping up at 9:30 p.m. You can catch yours truly as a volunteer cashier tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Community Action of Beloit celebrated its 60th anniversary this morning as it continues to reduce poverty and bring resources to those in need in both Rock and Walworth counties. Today's event featured a cookout, guest speakers, and live performances as it continues to raise awareness for the cause, all while having a good time.
We serve a very diverse range of individuals, and so today our community partners, our community members, and those who we strategize with come from all different backgrounds. So we're expecting to have members from all different backgrounds to be in attendance today.
For more on Community Action Incorporated, just head on over to community-action.org. The U.S. aviation industry is facing a pilot shortage across commercial, military, and private sectors. And approximately 90% of airline pilots are white males. Our Elia Liberte introduces us to a Madison nonprofit that's working to turn those statistics around.
I was very curious.
That curiosity is what brought Ashley Zongo here, to take to the skies as a teenager.
I love the experience.
It's really like their first look at aviation.
For Susan Schwab, the hum of an airplane is a familiar sound.
I flew for United for 30 years. And still, it's only 6% female pilots, and pilots of color even less.
That's what led Susan to help start the Willa Brown Aviation Academy, a nonprofit that offers free flight events to underrepresented youth.
Honestly, girls and kids of color really don't have any exposure, for the most part, to people in aviation.
Giving girls like Ashley a chance that Susan wishes she had.
That's really what all our programs are about, is just giving the kids confidence and thinking like, wow, I could do this. Because I did not have that idea until I was older.
The Academy puts on a Wings to Fly event, which gives those kids a one-on-one flight and planning session.
I was happy that she was my pilot.
Ashley flew with Susan during the one-day program last year. Now she's in the Madison Youth Aviation Club.
I'm still really nervous, like flying by myself and stuff like that. So that's definitely what keeps making me come back to experience it and maybe become a pilot.
Susan wanting to take the nonprofit to new heights.
We're working right now on establishing a scholarship program
to encourage the next generation to spread their wings.
It was inspiring, and they need more women in it.
Reporting at the Middleton Airport, Elia Liberte, News 3 Now.
Ellie, thank you. Now, to learn more about class and camp schedules, you can head to willaflight.org or look for this story on our website at channel3000.com. Coming up next on News 3 Now at 10, Buddy returns live with a complete look of your first warn forecast. Plus, President Trump addresses cadets at the United States Military Academy West Point commencement ceremony on Saturday. What do you have to say? Plus, a humanitarian crisis continues in Gaza as a recent Israeli airstrike kills 9 siblings.
At 10.
Thank you all for staying with us. President Trump delivered the commencement address for the second time to Army cadets at West Point Academy in New York. It follows a tradition more than 200 years old and marked by 12 presidents, including both Roosevelt's and Kennedy. Tonight, Mr. Trump is back in New Jersey at his Bedminster Golf Club. CBS's Willie James Inman is traveling with the president.
It was hats off to the class of 2025 at West Point, saluted by their commander-in-chief.
You are the first West Point graduates of the golden age of America.
President Trump touted U.S. military strength as he laid out his strategy for the armed forces.
The job of the U.S. Armed Forces is not to host drag shows, to transform foreign cultures. The military's job is to dominate any foe and annihilate any threat to America anywhere, anytime, and any place.
In the hour-long speech, he noted investments for a so-called Golden Dome missile defense system, new stealth planes, and his efforts to rid the military of diversity, equity, and inclusion programs.
We're getting rid of the distractions, and we're focusing our military on its core mission, crushing America's adversaries.
The president's remarks come as he threatens to escalate his trade war with new tariffs, including a 50% levy on European Union imports by June 1st, and threatening a 25% tariff on Apple products.
We've been ripped off by every nation in the world on trade.
The move could lead to increased prices for consumers, but the president says his policy is aimed at bringing back jobs to the U.S. Democrats are blasting the plan.
What he's doing is tariff by tweet, and it's making everybody poor.
And the president had a separate message for another institution this week by banning Harvard from accepting international students. But a judge blocked that action yesterday with a hearing set for next week. Willie James Inman, CBS News, Bridgewater, New Jersey.
The Justice Department has struck a deal with aircraft maker Boeing to avoid prosecution of the company over 2 fatal crashes of the 737 MAX. That's according to a Friday court filing. This makes official a proposal publicly reported last week, though a judge will still have to approve the deal for it to go into effect. As part of the proposed deal, the DOJ says Boeing will pay more than $1 billion in fines, make commitments to strengthen safety and compliance programs, and offer payments for the crash victims' families. If approved, the agreement will end a long and tumultuous case against the company. A Food and Drug Administration advisory panel unanimously voted on recommendations for this year's COVID-19 vaccine. During a meeting this week, committee members decided to issue a broad recommendation on which lineage of the coronavirus should be included in the vaccine. They also discussed how the FDA's new vaccine approval framework could impact the availability of the shots. The organization will accept the same kind of study data it has previously used to approve flu shots and COVID-19 vaccines for high-risk groups. But for healthy young adults and children, the agency now wants to see placebo-controlled clinical trials. Tonight, outrage is escalating after an airstrike in Gaza killed 9 siblings, most of them children. Israel says it's reviewing the strike as civilians in Gaza face intensifying bombardments and a deepening humanitarian crisis. CBS's Haley Ott has the latest.
Child after child pulled from the rubble of their family home. 9 of 10 brothers and sisters under 12, all killed in an apparent Israeli attack. Their parents, both doctors at Gaza's Nasser hospital, where father and son now fight for their lives. The Israelis say reports of the incident are under review. Civilians in Gaza are still struggling to find food, with some bakeries firing up ovens again this week after a small amount of aid was allowed to enter the Strip, the first for nearly 3 months. That trickle met by a tidal wave of need. This bakery overwhelmed by desperate people, some banging on the front doors, others trying to break in the back, until guards fired warning shots. Elsewhere, shipments were looted by those frantic to find food. The UN Secretary General described the moment as critical.
Palestinians in Gaza are enduring what may be the cruelest phase of this cruel conflict. Families are being starved and denied the very basics, all with the world watching in real time.
Families like that of Khalid Mohammed, who Thursday said his children had gone 5 days without eating. Nobody is helping us, and we're hungry, and there's no food, he said. The situation is catastrophic. Israel says in the coming days, private contractors will begin delivering aid from hubs concentrated in the south of Gaza. Haley Ott, CBS News, London.
Now let's get a look at your first warn forecast live in studio on Madison's west side with meteorologist Buddy Reeves. Buddy.
Thanks so much, Jalen. Yeah, it was a beautiful day outside. If you had a chance to get out and enjoy it, Broadfest, maybe grilling out, maybe having a picnic today. And I have good news for you. That weather is going to continue as we head on into your Sunday and also your Memorial Day. So 3 things you need to know. It is going to be mild on your Sunday and your Memorial Day with temperatures approaching 70 degrees. We start to introduce those rain chances on Tuesday and also Wednesday. We'll go over that in just one moment. But if you're a fan like I am of the warmer weather with temperatures approaching 80 degrees, you're in luck. We're going to see that as we head on into next weekend. I wanted to start off first with tonight's forecast. So temperatures are going to be a little bit cold for this time of year, sitting at around 45 degrees across most of southern Wisconsin. But if you head further north, you see Camp Douglas and Watoma's in the lower 40s. If we head even further north, up towards Rylander, they're under a frost advisory. So winter is still trying to make a little bit of a comeback here in Wisconsin, and we know how the weather can be here. So again, some frost advisories up in the northern part of Wisconsin. Now tomorrow, temperatures should get close to 70 degrees with that mixture of sun and clouds, again, like we saw today. So a little bit warmer than it was today for tomorrow. But then also for your Memorial Day, if you're heading out to any parades or anything like that for Memorial Day, 69 degrees, partly sunny, and very seasonable for this time of year. After we get through the dry period on Sunday and Monday, we start turning our attention on Tuesday and Wednesday, and that's when we do start to see the chance for precipitation to move into the region. By Tuesday afternoon at 5 o'clock, there is going to be scattered showers across most of the area. Again, some of the models are indicating that this could be less or more, so we're just going off of one that we feel is the most confident right now. Those rain showers are going to continue into your Wednesday, and if you notice the arrows on your screen, they're from the north, and that's going to be pulling down some cooler weather into your Wednesday and Wednesday evening. Basically, it'll be out of here by Wednesday night, and then Thursday we start the warming trend into the following weekend. High temperature trends, you can look at that. 64 degrees on Tuesday. Look at Wednesday, 62 degrees. Then after that, we start to turn our attention to the warmer weather that is going to impact the region, and that is going to warm our temperatures up close to 80 degrees, but we have to get through Tuesday and Wednesday and the chillier temperatures. After that, we get warmer and we approach 80 degrees, which again, I can't say enough. I love that type of weather, so I'm looking forward to it.
So on a picture-perfect weather day for you, what are you going outside and doing?
I would actually probably be mountain biking, probably, if I had to.
How about you?
I'd be playing golf, no question.
Okay.
I like golf too, though.
How about you?
Well, hacky sacking. I'm kidding. I've taken up running, so probably running, but I mean, nothing beats throwing the football. Just seeing the spiral, sight to behold.
Yeah, spiral on the hacky sack is the best kind.
Yeah. If they do spiral.
Yeah, of course they do, yeah.
But speaking of hacky sacking, which is everybody's favorite sport.
Yeah.
What do we have coming up in sports?
Well, coming up in sports, we answer why Jordan Love's first year hosting the Green Bay charity softball game was a home run and inspired Matthew Golden to try to hit a home run. Next on News 3 Now. Last night was the 25th annual charity softball game put on by Packer players and was the first year that Jordan Love hosted the event himself. The game raised over $130,000 for Jordan Love's Hands of Love Foundation, a testament to the community's love for their QB. As for the first round wide receiver Matthew Golden, it served as a testament for him that he needs to spend some time in the batting cages.
This is what Green Bay is all about. This is what Wisconsin is. This is what Packer fans are about. And it's just awesome. And they show out every year and pack this stadium out. And it's just a fun event every year.
It's my first time hitting the ball, man. So I didn't think I was going to hit one today, but I did. So that's good enough. I met my expectations. So next time I'm going to definitely try to hit a home run.
The next step on UW Whitewater Baseball's tour to avenge last year's national runner-up finish is to get back to the World Series. And a win today over Oshkosh would punch their ticket back. And this one was over before it started. In the 8th, Adam Thies hits one of his 2 homers in the game, wooing his Warhawks to a 10-0 victory. And from there, the party was on. Look at that. How would you like to be at the bottom of that dog pile as the Warhawks are headed back to the World Series, which starts on Friday. Down to Enid, Oklahoma for another kind of World Series where the Madison College baseball team defeated Lackawanna College. The final score 7-6. It was a first-round thriller in the Wolfpack's 7th straight trip to the JUCO Division II World Series. And the Brewers trying to avoid losing for their 3rd time in 4 games, which is a challenge when your offense does not show up. The only time it did was in the 2nd inning when rookie sensation, you could call him, Caleb Durbin, dinks one up the middle to tie things up at 1 apiece. But in the 7th, same score, and the Pirates' O'Neal Cruz, who hit 2 homers last night, puts Pittsburgh ahead for good. Milwaukee drops 2 straight at the hands of the Pirates. 2-1, the final score. And we head back to the baseball field to finish off with an Indy 500 inspired celebration. The Red Sox' Jarren Duran hit a home run, and this fan celebrated the correct way and the only way to do it by pouring milk all over himself. And that, of course, is inspired by tomorrow's Indy 500, where the winner does just that, pours milk all over himself. We'll be right back with a final check of your First Warn forecast.
Out on the roads, there's going to be people, maybe barbecuing as they celebrate Memorial Day weekend. As we get into the latter days of the weekend, what should they expect?
Yeah,
Otherwise,
I have good news for you. If you do want to do any outdoor plans Sunday or Monday, it's looking beautiful with scattered clouds and sun with high temperatures near 70 degrees. Tuesday and Wednesday is when we see that next chance of rain, and it's going to be a little bit cooler, but then after that, we start warming up. Get close to 80 degrees by next Tuesday, by the following Tuesday, I should say.
All right, cool. So we're entering like barbecue season. What are you guys' go-tos?
Yeah, I think for me, it would just have to be a good old-fashioned burger.
Yeah. How about you?
Same thing.
Maybe some bacon on it.
Oh, gosh. And some cheddar cheese.
Yeah.
And some sauteed onions. Yeah.
I'm with you. Well, thank you all for watching News 3 Now at 10. Seinfeld is up next, and our next newscast is tomorrow morning at 6:30.